Hey guys, I want to show you something that we found on the new Alpha Omega map for Black Ops 4 Zombies. If you head towards Solitary, there is a green door next to this key rack, and behind that door is a fully furnished room. Anytime a new map comes out, we go around and inspect a lot of stuff, and there's one thing that we use to inspect things to see if they move or open, and this door right here passes the test for something that will move or open. It also passed a lot of other tests too, showing that it could be an Easter egg and a door that hopefully we can open. One huge one is that if someone downs themselves in front of the door and then another player uses nowhere but there, they can actually teleport inside of the room. This can indicate that this is a playable area, plus the fact that there's no death barrier in here is a pretty big sign. Being a glitcher and always trying to get through walls and doors and different barriers, we're always met with death barriers, especially in areas that we're not supposed to be getting into. But if we find a location that doesn't have a death barrier, then most of the time it's somewhere we're supposed to be going. What's interesting about this room is that it has a light fixture in the ceiling. It's got bloody footprints everywhere. This thing is fully leveled out like we're supposed to see it. They've taken the time to put barriers around all of the furniture, the sink, and the toilet so that when somebody comes in here, they don't just walk right into it like it's not there. That's another huge indication that yes, we will have access to this room, and it needs to be realistic so that we're not walking into the bed. And I'll show you guys what we did to check to see if this door would actually open. So if there's an object on the map that moves or can be picked up, it will not take explosive damage whatsoever. So that's typically the first thing we do when we're Easter egg hunting is get the packed pistols and start shooting up everything. And we noticed that this door does not take explosive damage, and that's a huge sign that yeah, it should open or move or do something. For example, this key right here did not take explosive damage when I shot up the wall. Everything else did, but again, it moves, so it's not going to take damage. I'll give you guys some more examples and show you some other doors that do move and don't move and show you the difference. So here's the door with Marlton behind it that opens and he throws out an element 115 canister. You can see that it takes no damage because it does open and move a little. The next door has Adam behind it, and this door opens up, and I shot it up, and just like the solitary green door, it doesn't take damage, indicating it opens. Here's another door with a Bowie knife, and this one does take damage, and that means it doesn't move. Obviously, this is never going to move. That wouldn't make sense. Now I'll go back to the solitary room, and there's some identical doors that's the same model on either side of the one that is indicating it moves, and those take damage. So it's not just that model, it really is the coating that is inside this model that causes it not to take damage. I also went inside the room in theater with lighting because sometimes you can create shadows of objects that haven't spawned in yet. The shadowing will be there, but the object's not, and you can make out some things, but in this room there was no abnormal shadows that I could create in theater. So that leads me to believe that if we get the door open, then it might be something like a power-up drop, like bonus points or a max ammo or something like that. I looked around the room in theater mode to see if I could find any clues, and there happens to be a very bright red button on the left side of the door, and it says open, close, and that is a pretty big clue. The way that they used a bright red color and then also indicated in text that it could open is something that they would do to give us subtle hints. We have tried messing with Rushmore, putting in codes and interacting with this button, but obviously we haven't figured it out yet. We might need to do something like get Adam, the robot, to come over and open the door, who knows. I looked for some other clues in the room, and there's obviously a desk with a mannequin sitting there, and there's a couple of items that really stand out to me. The mannequin is already part of 3 other Easter eggs, so I don't know if we're going to be messing with her. There is an audio reel right there that you can pick up, but there is a letter on the table, and there's also that blue monitor that I find really interesting. I'll read some of the letter for you guys. So it's from McCain and to the Chief of Security, and the subject is about a prisoner transfer. It reads, "We are scheduled to receive ident K642, also known as blank, on the Thursday the 13th of February. K642 has been held in custody at blank since the blank on the 6th of November 1963. If you head to the small blue house, you'll see this poster here. It says ident K642 interrogation process. You see 4 pictures, and then it progresses from interrogation 1 all the way to final interrogation where he looks like he's deteriorating. We did try the K642 on the Rushmore console because you can make it out to 4 digits, and obviously nothing happened, but I don't want to give up on the idea that that could be a code. It's possible that we have to do some other steps before the code will actually work. The letter goes on to itemize in detail the plan for the ident K42, when he arrives, when he's transferred to different facilities, when he's going to be interrogated, and so forth. There's a lot of 4-digit codes on this letter that reference time, and it's possible that one of those could be the code that you have to use in Rushmore. That is, if we actually need a code and if this door will actually open. One of the numbers that stands out to me is 0130. That one's referenced several times in this letter, so maybe that's a code we could try in Rushmore. Another thing that really stands out to me on this desk is that blue monitor. Now that thing indicates that it has moving parts, and there's also something going on with this monitor where that screen will break. Here's what it looks like here after it's broken, and you can see the motherboard behind it. So we might need a special weapon to break this and maybe short circuit the monitoring, and maybe that door will become accessible. I don't know. But we're really at the beginning of this hunt, and these are just some of the initial things that we've thought about, and I wanted to show you guys so that we could all get in on the hunt if people are interested in this. Also, a huge shout out to Zombie Man 9. He's the first person to let me know that, yep, looks like that is going to be a secret room. But I hope this helped you guys out, and we'll see you next video.
Thank you for watching Glitching Queen's video. Hoorah!